Alright, so the first half of my semester has been decent. Like, it hasn't been like the worst transition. I feel like everything's been pretty smooth. All my classes have been pretty good.
The first half of the semester has been pretty good so far. I'm a freshman, I'm just getting used to things, but I feel like everything's going well, especially for being online.
I would say that the first half of the semester has been all right. There's definitely been some aspects of it that are a bit challenging with COVID and everything, but overall it's quite nice to be in person learning.
First half of the semester is going well. I think it's going better than how last semester was going when the pandemic first started. I am so bad at learning online. I'm so bad at it. I don't hold myself accountable very well. So for that reason, I've really made it a point, like I know that now because of how last semester went. So I've really been trying to sit down, get my work done. It's really been challenging, but we can take it. We're making do with what we can right now.
I would say my academics are kind of in similar place to last year. Classes are a bit difficult, but being in person as much as possible is a lot more helpful.
I'd say it actually makes things a little bit easier because like when you're online, you don't have to move anywhere. You can stay in your dorm, you can be in your PJs all day probably, which is always fun because I love being in my PJs. But also like learning can be a little bit easier because it feels a little bit more personal and like you can like learn at your own pace. That's how I feel. I feel like I can learn more at my own pace and there's not a lot of outside pressure from teachers. It just feels like a more interactive experience. It feels a lot more like personal to your learning style, I guess.
My academics are good. I thought that being online would make it harder, but I feel like all my classes are going pretty well. Even though all this online stuff is going on, I still have that communication, so things are going good.
I would just say the most challenging part about learn from anywhere is that motivation can be a bit hard to keep up with at times.
Honestly, I think the most challenging part about learning from on campus and mostly being online is just adapting to the new format.
You're in a classroom, you have that mentality of focus, and you're in a room with a teacher and other students who are all trying to learn. But when you're learning from home or you're in a public place on campus, like there are more distractions, you're more likely to be doing other things. So that's definitely the hardest, to have that mentality when you're trying to study, but you're not in the proper space to do it. I think that our school's doing a great job at keeping everyone safe and healthy with the testing and the masks and social distancing. Like, I think our school definitely does a lot better than some of the bigger universities. So
I think one thing I think they should like rethink is like the randomized testing, because I feel like people should just be tested when they go on campus. That way that you don't know, that way you know when people have COVID and when they don't. I think that just makes things a lot easier, and I feel like if you had that like monthly testing and also had that COVID testing be more accessible, so if you were worried about having COVID, you could like go to those people.
What I just didn't understand is why not test everybody before school, before everybody moved in on campus. Are they testing professors? Because professors who are, you know, teaching on campus, that's a big deal if they're going to be with a whole bunch of students. So I know some classes are only half capacity and other classes are full capacity, so I'm just wondering if professors are getting tested too.
I would say overall the college's efforts to keep students healthy has been pretty well done. I do think they could probably up the testing a little bit. I know there's other colleges that are doing where they're testing everyone every 2 weeks, whereas here it's more just random testing. But overall, I feel relatively safe. Thankful I haven't gotten it yet, but
knock on wood.
Skirt.